Ekdoms Hall of Fame.
Well, in the studio this morning we have Mel C. Melanie.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm really good, and it's lovely to see you.
It's lovely to see you in person because I never saw you live. Only
You've
on
never
screens.
seen me before.
Never
really?
seen you before.
And do I look smaller?
You look exactly like I was expecting.
Really?
Really?
It's really funny when people meet you. They often go, "Oh, you're a lot smaller than I imagined."
Well, I think the camera takes five kilos. You know? But it's good to have you in the studio today, in our London studio.
Yeah.
For this week. And we're here in London for a, musical trip. We're going to go everywhere, look for the stories behind songs. We're focusing on the 90s today. And the 90s, of course, that was the era of the Spice Girls. Mm-hmm. So we have to reminisce a bit.
Yeah.
And can you please take us back to the very beginning, the year 1994, when there was this advertisement, the ad in the newspaper, where they were searching for girls, for a girl band.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, bizarrely, I was sitting in a dance studio, which is about 10-15 minutes walk from where we are today.
Really?
In this studio, yeah. And I trained as a dancer. I went to Performing Arts College when I was 16 when I left school. And when I left, I was auditioning for shows and various different things, but I really wanted to work in music. And I was actually at an audition and someone handed me a flyer. And the flyer said, "Are you between," I think the age was maybe like 18 and 23, and all of these different things that were required for this girl band. And I turned to my friend and I said, "That's it. That's what I want to do." And I went along to the audition, which was a couple of weeks later, and lots happened. I wasn't in the original lineup. In fact, there was a few lineup changes before we became the five that everybody began to know. And yeah, we eventually became the Spice Girls and conquered the world for a few years.
Did you ever thought, after releasing Wannabe, the first single, 1996, that the Spice Girls would have been this huge success?
That was the plan.
It was the plan?
Yeah.
It was all planned, people.
It was. I mean, not that it was going to happen, but that was our plan. You know, we were very ambitious and we all shared a vision. So we were determined to make it happen. And we had, the first album was there. We knew Wannabe was a bit of a quirky tune. It was either going to go well or not. And we knew we couldn't release it after anything else. It kind of had to be the launch pad. But we got called a one-hit wonder and, nothing else is going to happen. You're never going to hear from these girls again. But we knew we had So You Be There as a second single, which is another great song. In fact, we knew we had really strong songs. So we felt quite confident. And yeah, we just went for it. We were quite single-minded. And I think that is partly, how we became as successful as we did, is because we had that belief.
And what were the ups and downs being a Spice Girl?
I think, the ups are the obvious ones. It's a fairy tale. It's your childhood dream and fantasy. You can grow up as a child wanting to be famous, but nothing can prepare you for being famous.
No.
And it's a lot to get your head around. And that can be quite tricky.
Yeah. And then you went solo very successfully when you stopped with the Spice Girls. The first hit with Bryan Adams, of course.
Yeah.
When You're Gone, still on the air every day somewhere.
And everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's huge, yeah.
Huge worldwide
hit. Never
hit.
stops, yeah.
And then Never Be the Same Again. Then I turned to you. How was it being alone on stage all of a sudden?
Mm-hmm. I think I was ready for it. I love being with the girls. We have a lot of fun on stage, but it's very different to who I am as a solo artist, and I think after spending a few years working with the girls, I was quite keen to be an individual and to be able to express myself in that way. So being on stage myself and a band, I just found that really fulfilling. And I love them both, but they're both very different.
Yeah. We'll talk about today now. We make a step ahead because today you're still in the music business, still going strong. Your last album is Version of Me, released last year. Are you already working on the next one?
Well, I am, in a sense of it's formulating in my mind, and I know the direction I'm going to take and people I want to work with. So so the thought process has begun. Physically, not yet, but very, very soon.
And you're going to play in Holland during the night of the Proms on November 18th. Ahoy!
I'm coming back to Holland.
You're coming, people. She's coming to Holland.
I know, it's been a while, and I apologise for that. I love to travel and I love to perform all over the world, but Holland, I just haven't been there for such a long time. So it's great to get back with such an incredible show, actually. If people don't know Night of the Proms, huge orchestra, an incredible band. It's big arena shows. So I really can't wait for that.
November 18th, you'll be there. But first, we're going to listen to
NPO Radio 2.